Okay, guys, so a topic that has been in the Transformers fandom and community for years now. I wouldn't say too long, but I don't know. Us Bayverse kids and fans are kind of becoming unks in the Transformers community as time goes on. You know, we're creeping on 20 years since the first Bayverse movie came out. We're getting up there in age. Some of us are in our late 20s, early to mid 30s now when we were little kids or teenagers, or even in your early 20s back in 2007. Some of you are probably in your early 40s now. So a lot of us are becoming kind of unk status, like the typical G1ers, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not really saying that as a derogatory term, but in terms of the topic of this video, it is something that could get a little dicey here when you're seeing and interacting with stuff within the Transformers fandom, whether it's TFW, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I mostly see this on like, I don't know, like Instagram Reels, TikTok, sometimes in YouTube, TFW and Twitter, not as much, maybe more so Twitter than TFW, but in terms of Bayverse fans, the way they react to certain stuff is like so over the top. Like, I get it. The Transformers Bayverse movies, the first 3 or 4 of them are cult classics. They're very pop culturally influential at this point. There's like no denying it. You ask the average person walking down the street, they have either seen or heard of those first couple Bayverse movies. There are so many iconic scenes from those films. People still want to see designs and figures and stories from those movies till this day, which is why we still have studio series going strong at almost 10 years since the line was created. This is why there's such a big third-party and knockoff scene the last 10 years for making masterpiece-scaled Bayverse stuff, or just KOing studio series releases that are hard to find, because there's a massive demand and market out there for these designs and these characters from those first couple movies. So it's really, at this point, you can't deny the influence and the cultural impact the first few Bayverse movies have had on the world, basically. So I get that. And obviously, I'm a huge Bayverse fan. I love all the... I don't love all the movies. I'm not really too big of a fan of The Last Night. I can kind of tolerate most of Age of Extinction, but it gets kind of boring for me. But the first 3 movies, I honestly love. I'm sorry, but I know some of you out there hate those movies, but me personally, I'm a big fan of them. I grew up on them. I saw all 3 opening day when they came out in theaters. I remember it was a good time seeing the 2007 movie in theaters. I think it was like July 3rd or 4th of 2007. So... But with all that being said, there is a huge number of Bayverse fans and stans nowadays that just go crazy for these movies. If you critique them, you're a G1er, which I know, hear me out. I know I've complained about G1ers hating on Bayverse fans on this channel a bit, but it goes both ways. I mean, more so with G1 hating new content and especially movie stuff. But there's also stuff from the new fans, and specifically in this video, Bayverse stans, that really gets out of hand. Like, some people just go on G1 posts and just start hating on it. Bayverse is better, though, and just making smart comments or whatever. You see a lot of weird stuff like that. And I see, like, TikTok and IG Reel posts about the Transformers movies, about how it was never this good other than these first couple Bayverse movies or whatever. Just stuff like that, to the point where it's like super hyperbole and just straight up wrong. If you're a Transformers fan, you know there's a lot of highs and lows in this franchise, but more highs than lows, I'd say. So just to put yourself on this pedestal as a Bayverse fan and say that, you know, it's like the only good thing, everything else sucks, and if you disagree with me, you're like this radical G1er and you're insane, is not always the case. I mean, yes, obviously I've made videos on the past talking about that it does exist, that there are a lot of crazy G1ers in the fandom that don't want to see this franchise progress, and they just want to see the same rehashed G1 crap again. But at the same time, there's another side of the story, another side of that coin, where you get unks. I'm gonna call them Bayverse unks at this point. I'm reaching that status almost. Where you just don't want to see anything else that's not like crazy different with a ton of tin metal details all over your robots, and there's a bunch of crap ton of explosions and action and mindless comedy and stuff like that. It's trash if you don't get all that in a Transformers series or a new piece of media nowadays. Like, that's how a lot of these Bayverse stands think, that if it's not like the Michael Bay movies, it's trash. And I see this mindless behavior increasing the last maybe like 3, 4, or 5 years, I'd say. Really, since 2020, there's been a huge resurgence in the Bayverse fandom and community. I don't know if it's like because of nostalgia or just the times we're living in. I don't know what would really spark that. But ever since around that time, it's been this massive resurgence of just loving those first couple Bay movies and being pretty kind of like radical about it, honestly. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to make a video talking about this for a little bit because it's something that I do notice, and I don't want to seem like my channel is like super one-sided towards like just strictly hating on these crazy G1 people online sometimes that don't want to see anything that's not just rehashed G1 for the 1000th time. I don't want to be that person. So I wanted to make this video as well, talking about my thoughts on the other side of things with the Bayverse stands acting crazy as well sometimes, because it is annoying. It is a bit ridiculous. I'm somebody that's just a fan of anything Transformers, basically, other than, you know, like Earthspark or R80 2015 and stuff like that. I'm not too big of a fan, but I just love Transformers and the franchise as a whole. I'm not really one to like pick and choose too much, even though there are obviously stuff that I don't like. I don't have to like everything as a Transformers fan, but to sit here and act like I'm at a higher pedestal because I'm a huge Bayverse stan and everything else sucks is just not right to me. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments below, how do y'all feel about some of these crazy Bayverse fans in the community over the years, thinking that the Bay movies are some like special pinnacle thing in Transformers and nothing else matches to it. And if you disagree, or if you like something more, you're getting called all these names and you're immediately labeled as a crazy G1 fanatic, when sometimes that is the case, but a lot of times that really isn't the case, honestly. All my social medias are linked down below, including my email, if you guys want to hit me up about business inquiries, if you want to message me about whatever, or if you want to commission a diorama from me, because I make dioramas for people for their stop motions, photography, or irregular display shelves in your homes. You can either hit me up on any of my social media accounts, or you can just email me and we can work out a deal. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. Catch y'all in the next one. Bye!